So in this video, we are going to demonstrate public IP, private IP, and elastic IP through Amazon EC2. We are going to see how we are able to connect the EC2 instance through public IP and elastic IP, and how we are not able to access the EC2 instance through private IP. As we have seen in the theory portion where we know that everything which is accessible over the internet can be accessed through the public IP, and for private IP you need to be within that network. However, since we are not in the VPC network as of now, it should not allow us to directly access the EC2 instance. So let us demonstrate the same. First of all, we are going to create one EC2 instance. So we are going to click on launch instance. Let's do it quickly. So it would be server and the AMI would be of Amazon EC2. Make sure you are allowing the SSH port because that would be the place from where you will be accessing the EC2 instance. Here I'll be using the common PEM file which I already have created. So let me check ls pem. Yeah, I already have the common PEM file which we will be using for SSH authentication. All right. As you can see, the instance has been launched and now we'll just need to wait for some time until it gets its public IP. All right. So let's wait for some time. All right. So we got our public IP and it is starting from 118.118.169.50. This is our public IP and the private IP is 172.31.47.78. Okay. So here one thing that we need to notice is when we are going to restart this machine, this public IP is going to change, right? And how do we overcome that? We have a concept of elastic IP which we are going to demonstrate in this same video. All right. So let us try to connect it with the public IP. Okay. So yeah, let us go back to instances and yeah. Okay, so whatever I have entered here, it is known as the host name. Okay, and what IP we are using, it is 18118.169.50. 18118.169.50. All right, let's do an enter. Okay, and we are able to access the EC2 instance. All right, as you can see here, let us run the command hostname. Okay, and we are getting your IP. Okay, now let us demonstrate the second thing, whether we are able to access it via the private IP. All right, in order to do that, let us do an exit, and here ssh-i common. Okay, ubuntu private IP. So basically it will just hang in there because we are not in that network. It is currently trying to identify whether you are a part of that private network or not. As we are not a part of that private network, it won't allow us, right? Now let's try the same with the public IP and it will definitely allow us. Okay, I'll just press Control C to terminate the current session. Okay, let us change the IP to public. Okay, now done. As you can see, the public IP has been added and we are able to access the machine. All right. Okay. This is done. Clear. So as you can see, this is our public IP as of now. Now let us try to restart this machine. Okay. Instance reboot. We just need to make sure about the public IP. Okay. Because that is the only gateway through which we were accessing the machine, right? Okay. Let's do first let us stop the machine and then we are going to start the instance again. Start. Now you can see there is an fluctuation in the IP address. Earlier the IP address was 18.118.169.50 and now the IP address has been changed to 3.18.107.116. Okay. However, the private IP remains the same. Okay. Let us try to do SSH through the earlier IP address that we had, and it won't allow us to do the SSH. Why? Because this public IP is not no more accessible. Okay. Now let us try to do the same with the new public IP that we have gotten. So let us terminate this session. I'll remove the earlier IP address. We'll paste a new one. Okay. and you can see we are able to access the Ubuntu machine. Now let us exit from this as well. Now, as you know, that when I stopped the machine and then when I rebooted the machine, there was a fluctuation, there was a change in the public IP. Now, how do we avoid that? We have a concept of elastic IP that, so basically how it is working, it has a pool of IP addresses that it will allocate to us, and then through that we will be able to attach it to our instance and we will be able to use it. So just go to elastic IP, go to allocate elastic IP. Select Amazon pool of IPv4 addresses. If you want to add a tag for identification, you can. However, let's proceed with allocate, and it will allocate one of the public IP to us, right? Now let us do one thing. Let us select the IP and attach it to one of the instance, right? And it would be our earlier one. So click on associate elastic IP address, and then it would be an instance. Instant is this one, which is currently running. And we need to select the private IP, which is here, and then click on associate. Okay, now go back to instances, and here you can see that the elastic IP has been associated. Okay, you need to just scroll there at the bottom, and you can find the elastic IP has been allocated. Refresh. Okay, and you can see here is the elastic IP which has been associated to our account, which is exactly the same as the public IP. Now when I try to do an SSH, it will allow me to take an SSH. All right, so here let us terminate the current session. I'll copy the elastic IP this time, paste it, yes, and now we are able to access the Ubuntu machine again. All right, I hope you got this lecture, and basically this was just to demonstrate how we can access EC2 instance through SSH, through public IP, through elastic IP, and how why we are not able to access it through the private IP, right? Here we noticed one thing, that whenever we are stopping and starting the instance again, there is a change in public IP, and that is expected. However, if you want a steady IP address, the public IP address, we make use of elastic IP. All right. So that was all. Now, before terminating instance, let us detach the elastic IP. Go to elastic IP once, click here, go on action, and click on disassociate elastic IP address. Click on disassociate, or else it will charge you extra money. Go here, and now we need to release this IP. So click on release elastic IP, and now we are good. It won't charge us extra amount, okay, because elastic IP is a paid service, okay, and for a specific account you will get 5 elastic IP. If you need more, you just need to request it from AWS. And now we are going to terminate the instance, right? So that was all about this demonstration, and see you in the next one. All right.